From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Features Edition for Monday, May the 30th, 2022. Some 340 Ethiopian Jews are expected to arrive in Israel later this week. Israel's Ministry of Aliyah and Integration announced that 2 special flights are scheduled to arrive Wednesday and Thursday, a resumption of an operation that began in September of 2020, paused in 2021, to ultimately bring 3,000 Ethiopians who have been waiting for years at transit camps in Gondar and Addis Ababa to Israel. Efforts led by Immigration and Absorption Minister Peninnah Tamano-Shata, who was cited by the Times of Israel saying this is a continuation of the campaign to correct the injustice done to many Ethiopian Jewish families. And as I promised, she said, I will not leave anyone behind. Tamano-Shata, by the way, was just in New York City last week, where she marched alongside Israel's Defense Minister Benny Gantz and Diaspora Affairs Minister Dr. Nachman Shai for the Celebrate Israel Parade. She was also hosted by newly elected New York City Mayor Eric Adams at City Hall. The JTA reports that 2 Jewish cemeteries were vandalized earlier this month in Germany. Swastikas were found spray-painted on a wall in Altona Cemetery in Hamburg last Monday, and 16 headstones were toppled over at a Jewish cemetery and 4 others in the Jewish section of a Catholic cemetery in Kutin. Also, that Nazi symbols were discovered drawn on a Holocaust plaque commemorating Jewish victims of a concentration camp in Dresden. Police are looking for those responsible in each of the incidents. The New York State Senate unanimously passed the Holocaust Education Bill last week, sponsored by Senator Anna Kaplan and Assemblywoman Neely Rosick. It would ensure that New York schools are teaching students about the Holocaust as required under existing law. The bill now goes to New York Governor Kathy Hochul for her consideration. Upon the passage of the bill, Kaplan thanked Majority Leader Andrea Stewart Cousins and the many advocates, she said, who helped with the passage, saying with anti-Semitism on the rise and Holocaust misinformation exploding around the world, it's never been more important that we learn the lessons of the Holocaust and ensure our next generation knows about our history, no matter how dark or difficult the conversation may be. The United Nations Special Rapporteur on Freedom of Religion or Belief, Ahmed Shahid, released a follow-up action plan last week to his initial report on anti-Semitism in 2019, where he called it a phenomenon toxic to democracy and mutual respect of citizens that threatens all people's human rights. In his follow-up, Shahid noted the continued rise of anti-Semitism around the globe and shared 8 recommendations to help governments implement his 2019 recommendations to combat anti-Semitism, including adopting a zero-tolerance approach to anti-Semitic statements and incidents, ensuring that all society can recognize anti-Semitism and know the facts of the Holocaust, curbing the spread of anti-Semitic narratives online, and strengthening interfaith cooperation. CEO of the Anti-Defamation League, Jonathan Greenblatt, thanked Shahid, saying his proposal is clear, sharp, and smart. This can work around the world, and it should happen now. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, May the 30th at 7 o'clock, Jewish Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer talks about some of the controversial issues he's dealt with from the 92nd Street Y. At 8, Ellie Cohanim speaks with Chris Mitchell, Middle East Bureau Chief for the Christian Broadcasting Network. And then at 8:30, as we mark Memorial Day today, a World War II story of Jewish triumph. At 9, Mark Golub speaks with Zach Iscol, a decorated Marine who served 2 terms in Iraq. And coming up next on this Memorial Day, Shahar Azani speaks with individuals from the IDF's Widows and Orphans organization and its U.S. counterpart, TAPS. And that's the JBS News Features Edition for Monday, May the 30th, 2022. I'm Teisha Bader. I will be back tomorrow, Tuesday, with the regular JBS News Update. Wishing you a safe and meaningful Memorial Day. Stay healthy, stay well.